So you guys remember what I said in the last setup upgrade video? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the setup's final form, at least for now. You guys know how it goes. You're never really done upgrading your setup. There's always something you want to improve every single time. But for now, I am absolutely satisfied with how everything turned out. Yeah, that didn't really age well, did it? Unfortunately, this will be the last upgrade, at least in this house, because I did buy a house which will be completed at the end of this year. So I get to move in around November, December, and completely redo my setup. If you guys thought that this was an awesome setup, you have no idea what I've planned at the new house. I would consider this as my dream setup, but I'll be building my ultimate dream setup later this year. It's gonna be so much better. You guys will see. This video is sponsored and approved by this plate. So I thought, why not give myself a little bit of a setup makeover until the time comes where I have to take this apart and move. After all, I am still here for another 9 months or so. I do have all of the setup gear in this corner. We are pretty much going to upgrade about 90% of this setup. The only things we're not going to touch today are the desk, the ultra-wide monitor, and the shelf with the nano-leaf panels. Everything else, unfortunately, has to go. I'm not going to go through every single gear right now. I'd rather show you guys as I'm upgrading the setup. But the first thing that has to go is the PC I built. This is the all AMD system, currently rocking a 5900X and the 6800 XT. If you guys remember, I was using the Frost PC with this setup for a while, but unfortunately I had to sell that to a subscriber. He was very adamant about buying it, so I kind of caved and gave him a pretty good deal for the system. So I kind of built myself a temporary system in the meantime to game on and get some work until I can build my dream gaming PC, which is Big Red version 4. But unfortunately I cannot do that just yet because parts are really hard to come by. So I kind of built myself a temporary system. If you guys remember, Big Red version 3.5 inside the Asus Helios case. So let's go ahead and swap the PC with this real quick to start off. All right, PC is on. I guess we can turn the nano-leaf panels on as well. So this is the current color scheme I'm going with. We got mostly white and red with pink and purple accents to kind of match the wallpaper. But I'm kind of getting tired, I guess you can say, of these wallpapers and the color scheme. So I want to change it up a little bit at the end of this video and go with something more color neutral. I feel like I'm slowly shifting from white and red to like an all white setup, as you guys can tell from the PCs. So I guess we can start the upgrade with the easy stuff, the peripherals, keyboard, mouse, and the mouse pad. I don't know what possessed me to go with this mouse pad. At first it was really cool, like I'm a huge fan of these hexagon shapes and it matches my setup, but after a couple days I was like, this thing is so tacky. And it got this nasty logo over here which doesn't get covered by the keyboard. It's just, it was a bad decision to say the least. So that definitely has to go. As well as the keyboard and the mouse. So the keyboard I've been using this entire time is still the SP84. I absolutely love this keyboard, by the way. I love the form factor. I love the super clean side printed keycaps. I think this is an awesome keyboard. But there is one issue I had with it, and I mentioned it in the review, is that it's not backlit. At night when I'm typing, sometimes I have trouble finding some of the keys. So that was one of the biggest gripes of this keyboard until they saw my review and they told me, you know what, Ed, we can send you one of our new keyboards which are backlit. Boom! The KC84, exact same layout, but they made an all white with gray keycaps and it's also backlit. So I'm definitely going to be swapping to this. And the mouse I've been using this entire time is the glorious Model D. Guys, I am obsessed with the D. This is hands down my favorite mouse currently in the market. It just has a perfect shape for my large hands, and I'm a claw gripper, so I love how tall this mouse is, not to mention how aesthetically pleasing this mouse is. But the problem with this is it's got a wire. As you guys can see, especially with the white wire, it gets dirty really quickly. So when I heard that they made a wireless version of the O, I quickly jumped on this. Oh yeah. So the biggest, what the hell, why is this wired? I think they sent me a wired one instead of the wireless I originally asked for. Okay, so here is the wireless one that they sent. And the biggest difference between this one and the D, as you guys can tell, is the height. So the Model O is actually perfect for palm grips, whereas the Model D is perfect for claw grips. And last but not least, we have a generic white extended mouse pad and a wrist rest to complete the look. Goodbye, crappy mouse pad. So there you have it, a much cleaner mouse pad than before, and I love how the red stitching on the side is just enough to give it a bit of accent lighting to match the setup. Got the keyboard, got the mouse. Damn son, that looks so much cleaner. You guys can't tell me that doesn't look a million times better than before. I should have done this from the beginning. Sometimes I just make the weirdest decisions for myself, but obviously it is a mostly white mouse pad, so it's going to be really difficult to keep clean. So one of the things I decided to also add is a wrist rest for two reasons. Number one, obviously for a more comfortable typing experience, but number two, it's going to keep my wrists off the mouse pad. So it's going to keep the mouse pad a lot cleaner. The only thing I have to worry about is my right hand using the mouse. But overall, I'm loving this layout a lot better. Now we do have to cut a slit in the mouse pad to pass through the keyboard cable, so it looks like it's coming out from here. Not too big, just enough to pass the USB-C cable. This is a lot harder than it looks with one hand. Looking beautiful with that default rainbow color scheme. I'm gonna have to change this real quick actually. I almost forgot about my backup mouse actually. There is one more mouse I want to add to my setup, the MX Master 2S. So I've been a huge fan of the MX series for the longest time, and the only reason why I'm adding this to my setup is because of the hyper scroll wheel feature. I love the fact that I can scroll through a very long page easily with the scroll wheel on here. Unfortunately, the glorious Model O doesn't have that feature, so I'll be using this when I'm doing work. Alright, so I went and changed the color scheme of the keyboard. Let's try and do like a retro synthwave color scheme for this setup. So next thing I want to do is change the wallpaper. So I found some really cool wallpapers on Wallpaper Engine that is gonna match this setup's theme perfectly. We're gonna go with Tropical Paradise 4K for the bottom, and then M7 Abstract Neon for the top. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to feel it. I'm beginning to feel it. Next we can change the color scheme of the PC. Let's do purple for the RAM. Let's do teal for the RGB strips. Let's do purple for the graphics card and AIO. And then probably teal for the streamers. Last but not least, we gotta change the colors of the Lian Li fans. I think purple would look good. Or pink, I should say. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that. You guys can't really tell because the Lian Li fans are super bright. There we go. I set the brightness to 50% so that you guys can kind of see what the color scheme looks like on camera. Last but not least, we gotta change the nanoleaf colors. So let's go with retro cool. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. It's coming together nicely. Say goodbye to white and red. It is now officially white, blue, and pink. I should say teal. Alright, next thing I want to upgrade are my speakers. I've had these ever since I can remember, honestly. I don't even know when I picked these up, but phenomenal speakers, absolutely love them to death. Haven't had a single issue with these, but unfortunately it's time for me to upgrade and move on to bigger and better things. I want some big boy speakers to kind of complement the setup, and since I'm going with a kind of like a neutral theme, I picked up some white Kanto speakers. So in addition to upgrading the speakers, I'm also going to be upgrading the stands. The way I set this up was I used a slanted 45-degree capital leg, and I hooked up an IKEA lag shelf on the top. I did this because I wanted the speakers to be at ear level. But one of the issues with this is cable management. As you guys can see, it was very difficult for me to route the cables behind the lag shelf and alongside the capital lake because of the weird angle. So luckily I did pick up some awesome stands that are going to complement the speakers. Alright, speaker stands are no more. It's looking so empty now. It's crazy how the speakers took up so much of the setup. I'm also going to be upgrading my microphone and audio interface as well, so I guess we can take this apart and the Go XLR. I'm not going to be using this anymore. Alright, now things are gonna start getting interesting. We're gonna get into the fun stuff. So let's start off with the stands. Oh my god, these are heavy. Oh my god. What are these made out of? Titanium? Jesus. SP6HDW. These are 6-inch stands for my new speakers, the Kanto speakers. Ooh yeah, come to Papa, baby. Oh my god. God damn, those are some clean looking speakers. It's actually a funny story how I even found these. So one day I'm just chilling at my Discord server, having a good time talking to people on there, and then Korkovich jumps in there and says, "Hey, Ed, have you seen the new Kanto speakers?" I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Sends me the link. I go on the website. I poop you not. Within 3 seconds, I fell in love and I immediately bought them. Like, it was an instant pulse buy. So I hope these speakers are a lot better than my previous ones, Korkovich. If not, I'm gonna hunt you down on Discord. Alright, this is your fault. So there are 2 ways I can mount these speakers. Using the wider one, which you can kind of see from the sides here actually if I do tilt the speaker upside down, or I can go with the smaller option. So if I obviously flip the speaker upside down, you won't be able to see it from the sides, just like how it is over here. And it still holds the speaker perfectly. So I might actually go with this just because it's hidden. So here's why I like these stands so much better. 3 reasons. Number 1, obviously it matches the color of the speakers itself, so you don't have to worry about, 2 different colors. Number 2, it has its own cable raceway in the back. So you're gonna route the cables from the back through the top and out from the bottom. Super, super clean. And number 2, you have the option of tilting the speakers any direction you want or any angle you want. If I rotate the entire stand like that, unfortunately it just doesn't look that good. So I want to be able to tilt just the speaker and not the stand. So if I keep the stand straight like this, so it's parallel with my mouse pad and the monitors, I can rotate just the speaker if I want. So all I gotta do is loosen this bracket over here, and then I can tilt the stand, or I should say the speakers, in any angle I want. I angled them the wrong freaking direction. Let me just put it on the other side to see how the angle is. Perfect angle. I'll be sitting right over here. Speaker is facing directly towards me, and the height is actually pretty good. It's not too high and it's not too short, so these stands were perfect. Now I'm gonna work on this speaker. Those are some sexy looking speakers, I am not gonna lie. Damn. Now these actually come with some grills. I don't know if I should leave them on or not. I think they're magnetic too. Oh, they just snap on. Okay, what do you guys think? Should I leave them on? I mean, they kind of complement the mouse pad, but I don't know, I think without these they look way cleaner. Yeah, these look way better. All right, so the speakers have been hooked up, and I'm really curious to hear the difference between these and my previous speakers. So let's give it a quick test. Oh my God. The bass. God. Jesus Lord have mercy. Is this what good sound quality sounds like? I feel like this entire time I have been cheated. I have been robbed of good quality sound. My Lord, I've been missing out, you guys. That is, I can't even explain how amazing these sound like. I just listened to the clip on from the camera. Unfortunately, that does not do it justice. The clarity from these and the bass. Oh, I don't even want to get started on the bass. Jesus Christ, my neighbors are gonna love me for these next 10 months. But anyways, let's move on. I'm gonna definitely play around with these some more tonight. All right, speaking of audio, I did get sent a new gaming headset as well. This has been sitting in the back for like months now. I've been dying to use these, but we also need some headphone hangers as well, and luckily Kanto makes headphone stands as well that complements the speakers. So I saw these on Amazon, and of course I had to buy them as well. Yes, finally I get to use these. My patience has paid off. It's actually a pretty good looking stand. Very simple actually. It's just a aluminum base, and you got some rubber padding on the top here. It actually, the rubber portion over here matches the gray accents on the stand, so that worked out beautifully. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. So the headset is hooked up, and it does have a detachable microphone actually, so I'm gonna leave that on there for now, and I'll change the lighting once the entire setup is done. But so far we are looking really good. All right, I'm gonna take this time to unbox some new RGB gear that Govee sent me, you guys. This is their new Flow Pro light bars. I don't have any space upstairs to do unboxing, so we're gonna do it down here in the dining room. I'm gonna try and integrate this in my setup somehow, but if I don't end up liking it, I will take it out. So let's take this out of the box. This looks like the base for the lights, power cable, and these must be the light bars themselves. All right, so it looks like they're both connected with one cable, and this will be plugged in inside the base. All right, so there are two ways you can mount these light bars, guys. You can do it vertically using the vertical mount. So the cable goes down first, and then you just slide it on there. Very easy. And then you can lay them flat. There's a notch in the back. All you gotta do is align that with the base and just slide it in. Just like that. So these lights aren't supposed to face you guys. You're supposed to place it against the wall so the lights can kind of bounce off the wall and light up your setup or your space. We do have the control panel hooked up as well. You do have some manual controls on here, so you can turn it on. For example, we got the default RGB going on. You can change the colors and effects on here, and even the brightness level. But personally, I would rather hook this up to your smartphone and control the the light bars using the app. Govi was kind enough to send me an extra one, so I'll be giving this away on my Discord server. Links will be down below. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up on my setup and show you guys a quick demonstration. All right, so I got the flow bars hooked up in the back of the monitor, and you have to install the camera on your display or your TV that you're gonna be watching from. And then to calibrate it, you have to stick these 7 orange squares on your monitor or your TV. So once you're in the app, all you gotta do is drag these circles and kind of match it with the orange squares you got on there. There we go. So calibration is not successful. I can remove these orange squares. Alright, so now let's say you're watching a video on your TV or your monitor. The camera is gonna pick up the colors from your monitor and send the signal to the flow bars, and the bars are going to essentially copy the colors of whatever video you're watching. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's something that's very useful if you have a big TV, for example. I'm not sure how effective it is with just a small monitor. Personally, I don't see myself using this because I don't like the camera sticking out from the top monitor. This would be really great in my living room, for example, or in my bedroom with that massive 65-inch 4K TV. So another cool thing about these flow bars is the built-in microphone. You can actually have it react to your music or sounds, and there's actually 4 different modes. I'm going to show you guys the difference between all 4 real quick. We're going to start off with Vivid. Pretty damn cool. Now obviously, if you don't like the flow bars copying the colors on the monitor, you can always set them to static colors through the app. So you can change to orange, yellow, green, pretty much anything from the color wheel. So yeah, some really cool stuff from Govi yet again. The Flow Pro light bars. If you guys want to check it out, of course, I'll drop a link down below along with everything you see in this video. All right, so next thing I want to do is add a little bit of art on that wall. As you guys can see, it's very empty. You got this pretty cool setup on the right side, and when you look on the left, it's nothing but emptiness, and there's nothing else on this entire wall. And I kind of want some of this awesomeness to spill over on the left side. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy, but I do have some displays that were sent over to me in the last unboxing video, if you guys remember. So I'm going to be hooking up this one, since this was my favorite. This is thank you guys for correcting me in the comment section, by the way. This is Ichigo's Vast Lord form. I'm totally butchered that, I'm sure, but I think this is gonna look really sick on my wall. Look at that. That's gonna be epic. One of the things I love about these displays is the quality. It's basically a giant sheet of metal. You get this high quality print on a metal sheet. And the installation is really easy. You don't have to drill anything inside your wall. There's no tools required as well. I'm gonna show you guys how easy it is to hook this up. Also, this is really nice. Every display you buy, they plant a tree. That's pretty cool. Ichigo looking super good on that wall. It is no longer empty, you guys. That looks actually so much better than before. I gotta give these guys props on the installation method. No tools required. You don't have to drill anything into the wall. The magnetic installation method is actually quite genius, if you ask me. So yeah guys, if you are looking to spice up your setup or your room for that matter, check this plate out. They have so many different options on their website. It's actually ridiculous. You're bound to find something that matches perfectly with your setup's theme. They even have a variety of displays to choose from the gaming category. So each display comes in 3 different sizes. We've got medium and large that comes in a single piece, and then you have extra large that's split into 4 pieces, which is what I installed on my wall. And in addition to that, you can even choose a finish and a frame for your display. I've also chosen a few of my favorite displays for you guys, and you can click the link down below, which will also activate the discount for you. Alright guys, so that is all I'm doing for tonight. It is 9 o'clock right now at night, so I do want to enjoy the setup just a little bit, play some Division 2 maybe, and then tomorrow I can come back refreshed and finish the job. But for you guys, it's going to be only one video, so don't worry about that. Let me know what you guys are thinking so far in the comment section down below, and if you're enjoying the video so far, feel free to toss a like. I'll see you guys very soon. Good morning, Night City. That was hella cringe. Anyways, I am back, you guys, well rested, ready to finish this setup. This is day 2 currently. The last thing we did was, I keep saying we for some reason. I was the only one in this room. I installed the Ichigo display, which looks amazing, by the way. Finally have something on that empty wall to kind of complement the setup. But today we're going to be focusing on finishing up the setup. So we're going to be hooking up the boom arm, the microphone, audio interface. I actually finally got a new chair as well. I've been using this for a little over a year now. It's comfortable as hell, but unfortunately this headrest thing over here is broken. It keeps sliding down, so this has to go. It also doesn't really match the color scheme because this is like a burgundy red, whereas that's kind of like a vibrant red. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and then I'll be finishing up with the cable management, my favorite part of building a setup, believe it or not. So this is the microphone I'll be going with, the Broadcaster from Rode. I actually took this apart at the office and I painted the microphone. No surprise here. Of course, I had to paint it in white, and I also painted this part and the thread as well. We do have a pop filter that I'll be adding on there. And for the boom arm, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be going with this, you guys. I kind of want to see what this looks like with the setup. I've been using the InnoGear one before, and it works really great. But, you know, I want to use the Rode boom arm because I'm using a Rode microphone. But I don't know if this is going to be as flexible as the InnoGear one. So I'll hook it up behind the ultralight and see if this works out. Alright, so we are ready to mount this on a boom arm. Alright, so this is what I was afraid of. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a long enough reach. Like, it does go above the monitor, which is great, but if I want to kind of drag it towards myself, as you can see, it's coming in contact with the ultralight. So I mean, I can technically move the boom arm on the left side and it'll give me the reach I'm looking for, but I don't want to see the entire arm. That's why I like it hidden behind the ultralight, like how it was before, because it's a much cleaner look this way. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to go with plan B. Let's bring back the InnoGear arm that I had before and see if this works. Nope, that does not work either. So I'm guessing it's actually from the clamp itself. Alright, so I decided to just stick to the original modded InnoGear arm that I was using before. However, this time I'm going to mod it slightly. I'm going to be using this tiny wall shelf, and I'm going to clamp the boom arm to this so that it can raise the entire arm about 2 inches higher. That way there is a more comfortable clearance above the monitor, and I can still extend the boom arm towards me a few more inches. So I think with this modification it's going to be a lot better. Alright, I think that did the trick actually. So we have about 2 more inches above the ultralight. Perfect. Alright, microphone hooked up to the boom arm, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad I picked up the 90-degree XLR cable because the pathing of the cable is now a lot cleaner. So I go straight down alongside the neck of the arm, straight in the back with some Velcro straps holding the cable together. So last thing to do, hook up the pop filter. Oh, beautiful. Also the bottom of the monitor arm is not visible because it's behind the ultralight. Let me show you guys actually what it looks like. It's sitting right on the wall shelf. So we'll be going with a new audio interface as well, the Rode AI1. This is actually a lot smaller than the Go XLR, and it's a lot cleaner as well. There isn't a bunch of, you know, buttons on there, so it's gonna be super clean. Also, is it just me, guys? I'm gonna go on a quick rant here, but it's kind of annoying when an audio interface has connections or the ports in the front. Like, wouldn't it make more sense? Wouldn't it be a lot cleaner if all the connections were in the back? So let's say if you place this on your desk, you have a bunch of things coming out from the front. I mean, if I were to design an audio interface, I would have all the plugs in the back, which makes the most sense, but maybe it's just me. So I do want to put this somewhere that's within reach, but also kind of hidden. If this didn't have the damn connections in the front, I would have easily mounted this on the bottom of my desk, hidden away from sight, while having easy access to the knobs. But unfortunately, because of the way this is designed, I'm gonna have to figure out a much better location. What are you guys thinking? All right, so unfortunately, there's only one option that I see that's gonna work well with my setup. I don't want to do it, but Rode is making me, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to add some double-sided 3M tape on the top and hook it up on the bottom of the desk towards the back. Alright guys, we are nearly done with the Dream Setup upgrade. There are two things left to swap out, one of which is the top display. I'm still using the 27-inch LG 240Hz 1080p monitor, but LG sent out their new 27-inch 4K 144Hz monitor. And I think I just sold something on OfferUp again. So I know we're obviously downgrading in the refresh rate, but we're getting a much higher resolution, and personally, I'd rather choose a higher resolution than a higher refresh rate. I don't do any competitive gaming anymore. It's been a while since I've played Modern Warfare. So, you know, 240 Hz is nice, but to me, it's a little overkill. I'm definitely gonna take advantage of the 4K resolution, and it's just been so difficult multitasking on a 1080p monitor. So this is gonna be a huge upgrade for me. We are also still getting their Nano IPS display with HDR support on this monitor. It's going to look incredible in 4K resolution. I could just imagine the games right now on this display. And we're still getting 144 Hz too, so it's not all bad. I just hope it's the exact same. Oh, Jesus Christ, I could have. Oh, my heart skipped a beat. Anyways, I was trying to say that I hope the mounting is the same. That way I can reuse the top mount still with this. I wonder if it still uses the same AC power. I don't want to redo the cable management on here. Let me just double check. Look what I also just noticed, you guys. Look how thin the bottom bezel is of the 4K monitor compared to the 27-inch 1080p one. This means I don't have to skin this and put the monitor upside down. So this actually worked out even better. So I also picked up some new and longer DisplayPort cables because the previous ones are obviously a little too short. I was using a smaller tower before and it was fine, but since I upgraded to a much more massive tower, the cables unfortunately are not long enough. So these are gonna replace, I think this is the longer one, so this one goes to the top display. And this one supports 4K 144 Hz, so this is perfect for the top display. I hate it when cables come with a locking clip, so I always buy my HDMI and DisplayPort cables without any locking clips. That way I can just pull it out and stick it back in whenever I want. That actually sounded pretty dirty. Alright, top display is hooked up and it's looking way more crispier than before. Unfortunately, the camera just doesn't do it justice. There is one small little thing that's kind of bothering me, and it's the black cables from the top display going down. Fortunately, I do have a fix for this. I spray painted a cable raceway in white, and I'm going to be wrapping those two cables. Alright, there you go. Practically invisible. You can't even see it from a distance. Alright, time for some cable management. Easy enough. Alright guys, after 2 full days of hard work, we are finally done with the setup makeover. I love it. I absolutely love the new direction of this setup. The colors, it's also got like a minimalistic theme to it, and we still have a little bit of red as well. But the main thing is, if I do want to change the colors to, for example, retro synthwave, I can do that without it affecting the color scheme of the entire setup. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, because I am 100% satisfied. Here's the chair I put together. It's a little small for me, but it is comfortable, and it's got neutral colors, so it blends in perfectly with the setup. And finally, let's actually turn the lights on and see what this looks like. We got the nanoleaf panels. Let's turn the gobi strip on as well. Bring another 50%. Let's get the chair out of the way. Oh yeah, that's a vibe. That is a vibe, ladies and gentlemen. I love the way the microphone came out. The white and black contrast on that just looks magnifico. And the speakers were a really great choice as well. Of course, the PC is awesome and all, but I don't know. I'm in love. I'm in love with this entire setup. This will be my final upgrade until I move, obviously later this year. And it's gonna be kind of sad to take this entire thing off. It's been a hell of a journey since I started, but you know, all good things unfortunately do come at an end. I also want to quickly show you guys what the setup looks like with the rhythm feature enabled on the nanoleaf panels. So the current game I'm playing right now is Division 2, and I kind of switched back down to the ultra-wide monitor just for that immersive experience. Like I said earlier, I don't really play competitive anymore, so you know, I don't really bring down the top monitor as much, and especially since now it's a 4K display, I'm going to use it mostly for multitasking. This setup will definitely keep me satisfied and happy for a very long time, at least until I build my ultimate dream setup. These speakers are so amazing that I don't even want to use any of my headphones while I'm watching videos or gaming. It's that incredible, you guys. And that pretty much wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of this awesome journey from the very beginning. But unfortunately, it's time to close the chapter on building the dream setup, at least until next year. I'll drop a link to everything I used in the setup down below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.